Hi guys. So I just wanted to talk about DJ Academic and him just being in the headlines lately when it comes to, the most off the wall comments he's been making as of lately with the whole Reginae situation. Toya cursing him out. Reginae new boyfriend Armand, being one of his topics, being a part of academic topics. Also, academics disrespecting the pioneers of hip hop, the old school hip hop rappers and things of that nature. So first, where should I start with this? So first we're gonna talk about academics talking about how these old school rappers are dusty. He stated that a lot of these rappers are dusty. Excuse me. LL Cool J comment back to him. T.I. spoke about something else on the Reginae situation, but a lot of rappers, I think Russell Simmons, came after him on this comment. And me personally, how do I feel about it? Academics, at the end of the day, you would not be where you are if it wasn't for those that you disrespected, because let's be honest, let's be honest here. In the hip hop industry, it's a lot of comparison or a lot of competition with the old school and the new school. You have a lot of old school, old heads, that like to criticize the youngins, the young generation. And you got a lot of younger generation, people of the younger generation of rap disrespecting, the old school hip hop heads. And at the end of the day, I don't agree with it. It's not a friendly competition at all. It's basically ageism. It's old versus the young. And especially in hip hop, I feel as though that's a shame, because that's also a part of the Jim Crow mindset. Old versus young, so on and so forth. That's also like a part of that mindset. And at the end of the day, we can all learn from each other. The young generation can learn from the older generation. The older generation could learn from us. And I'm not gonna lie, as of lately, since 2014, I've definitely seen a change in the music industry. I see a lot of like old school rappers, merging with the younger generation, and I like that. I hope that still continues to carry on. But with this kind of attitude that DJ Academics is displaying, like, it's not cool. You definitely bring in friction, you bring in a drift within the two generations by doing this. And Academic could feel how he wants to feel. He could feel how he wants to feel, but don't ever bite the hand that feeds you. Disrespecting people that were the creators of hip-hop, were the originators of hip-hop, that's like spitting on your mother. That's like spitting on, your parents, spitting on your grandparents, spitting on those that came before you, stay in a child's place. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not calling him a child, but you can use that ideology for this. Like, you trying to shit on your grandparents, you trying to shit on your, people that came before you, when you wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for those that surpass you. So Academics, he need to get a grip. He need to get a hold of himself, because you don't do that. And I'm not finna sit here and act like there isn't no bitter hip-hop artists, old school generation. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like certain old heads is not bitter. Some of them are bitter and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, overall, the older generation should embrace the younger, and the younger should definitely have respect for the older generation. And that's why I kind of miss DJ K Slay, especially when he used to do his freestyles with the 50 and 100 rolling deep. He had artists, hip-hop artists from back in the day merging with the younger generation, just freestyling off of like a beat, one beat. It was just, times like this, I wish DJ K Slay was here, because it wouldn't be none of that as far as, the old generation trying to compete with the younger generation. At the end of the day, hip-hop is a competitive sport in general, but we all know who, what race really definitely, what race really distributed to hip-hop, really gave into hip-hop. We're not going to talk about that right now. Probably later on in this video, but at the end of the day, like, black people contributed to hip-hop, and it's just sad that not only hip-hop is predominantly a black genre, but also we fighting each other with age and also sex, females versus the male. You got Nicki Minaj arguing with, and that's the crazy thing too. In the midst of all of this, you had Nicki, coming after Megan and stuff like that. So it's a fight within the fight in the hip-hop community in general, and it's just sad. It's sad. You got women versus women. You got Lil' Kim supposedly dissing Nicki. We all know Lil' Kim, she a pioneer, and Nicki, she's a legend too. Nicki is a legend. She solidified her position in the industry. She's the queen or whatever. But before Nicki, it was Lil' Kim. That's what I'm talking about. Have respect for your elders, and rightfully so. If someone disrespecting you, whether they old, young, you got every right to defend yourself. And I'm not saying Lil' Kim was disrespecting Nicki, but it did, according to certain people, it did sound like that's where she was coming from. And a lot of people, even up until now, will like to argue. But at the end of the day, we're not talking about Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim. But I basically brought that up to make an example that there's a lot of feuds that's going on in the hip hop industry, not only old versus young, but also female versus the male. We gotta compete on every angle. It's a damn shame. Like, you don't see no other genre competing like this, as far as, oh yeah, we're gonna pin you up against this person because you young, you old, oh, you a female, you a male, let's put y'all, against each other. We the only race of people, we the only genre in the music industry that has to deal with this, and it's just sad. It's just sad. At the end of the day, DJ Academics, you was wrong for that. You was wrong. That's like, disrespecting your elders is like not the greatest thing to do, especially people that paved the way for you to even have a job, to even talk about pop culture. But yeah, on to other news. DJ Academic was going through a little controversy, going through a little, verbal scuffle on the internet with Toya, Lil Wayne, mother of his child, Reginae, because Academic was talking foul about her new relationship with Armand, the YouTuber. He's also part of the R&B group Armand and Trey. I think he was also affiliated with Queen Naija. You know how that YouTube thing go. But yeah, Ack was talking about how Reginae basically with Armand because Lucci is facing a RICO charge. She previously was dating Lucci, and now with all this going on, the RICO case with YSL, YFN, he's facing a lot of time. So a lot of people believe that Reginae is going out with Armand, or in this case, should I say DJ Academic believed that Reginae is going out with Armand because Lucci is facing hard jail time, hard prison time, federal prison time. And I mean, like, honestly, Reginae is 23 years old. She deserves to, definitely, like, move on, especially if her boyfriend is facing that much time. And if Lucci really loved Reginae, he would be like, yo, baby, I don't know if I'm coming out of prison. I really do hope they come out of prison. I hope Gunna, I hope Thugger, I hope all of them beat the case. They all talented black men, especially Gunna, Thugger. Lucci is too in his own right. I all hope that they do beat the case. I hope they beat this RICO case. I hope they lawyers know what they doing. I hope they lawyers good. Well, it's a job for the prosecutors to prove beyond reasonable doubt, but I hope the lawyers could put doubt into the, the prosecution, into the federal case. I hope they could. I pray for a miracle for them. I really do like YFN. I like YSL. I love their music. Them going into the jail system is really a loss for hip hop. It is. But yeah, back to Academic and them. So a lot of people feels as though Reginae is going out with Armand because like Lucci is not around no more, and that could be a possibility. Who knows? But Reginae deserves to be with someone her age. All due respect to Lucci was in his 30s dealing with that girl. He got like 5 kids, 3 baby moms. He came with a lot of baggage. Reginae don't have no children. She got her whole life ahead of her, and she dealing with a man like that. He was definitely not in her caliber as far as, life-wise. Yeah, like, he was a rapper. We all know Reginae dad is Lil Wayne. He's a rapper. Most women go after men that kind of resembles their father, like, lifestyle-wise. Nothing. Other stuff, you want a man to resemble your father. You creepy, but she probably wanted Lucci because he was a rapper. She familiar with the lifestyle. Her daddy was a rapper. Makes sense. But yeah, Armand, he's a YouTuber. DJ Academics, he said like going out with Armand was kind of like a downgrade from Lucci. I don't believe so. I feel as though she dodged a bullet when it come to Lucci. Lucci could have made her ass the 4th baby mama. Reginae could have been running around with a pop belly, pregnant, waiting on a man that's, knock on wood, probably never gonna get out of prison. Let's just be honest right now. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just speaking of the reality of it. She probably would have been a prison baby mama. Let's be honest. So, as far as, like, was she accustomed to? She was accustomed to probably rappers, yeah, but I feel as though with Armand, this is a better start. Armand seemed like a really good boy. He seemed like a good guy. He's not a street thug. All due respect to Lucci, but yeah, she don't need that. She been around that her whole life. She needs something different, something fresh, and being with Armand will give her that. Excuse me. Whenever I see her and Armand together on Shade Room on YouTube, it's just like refreshing to see. Like, it looked like innocent love. Like, it looked like some high school love. Like, it's just beautiful. It's, pure. It's innocent. Now, when she was with Lucci, like, it's like she just had to be grown. And that, I didn't like that for her, When you dealing with a grown man like that, it's like you gotta be grown. Like, I didn't like that for her. It's like he was making her older than what she was. Like, dogging that girl out, all due respect. So, yeah, I do like her better with Armand. I really hope they do work out. DJ Act, was he fully wrong what he said? He was kind of wrong for saying the B word about her, but he did catch himself. Like, he called her the B word, and then he was like, oh, my bad, or something like that. He was like, let me not call her the, he caught himself in that regard. But at the end of the day, Act, he's in his 30s. If anything, he should be supporting this union because Reginae, like, she going out with someone her age. Not saying going out with someone your age is better, but sometimes you gotta deal with immaturity, but I'd rather her deal with that than a guy that already been around the block too many times. So I like this for Reginae. She looks happy. She look like a little girl. She looks all, and when I mean like she look like a little girl, like she look like this is her first love, even though it's not. It's just beautiful. Like, it's just beautiful. I love it. I really do. I love her and Armand together. I do. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Academics, you just wrong this whole entire weekend. Like, boy, get a grip. But yeah, like I said, that's all I have to say. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll speak to y'all later concerning something else. I don't know what yet. I don't know what I'm gonna speak about. I kind of do, but I'm gonna have it a little surprise. It's kind of gonna correlate to this. It's gonna be something about hip-hop. But yeah, I'll speak to y'all later. I love you guys. Have a great night. Enjoy. Love you. Mwah.